Okay, today we're going to be doing coordinate geometry, and we're going to start with slope formula, which you guys already know. So given x and a y for 2 points, you can use the slope formula. You can also look at it as the change in y's and the change in x's. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say, okay, m equals, we know it's a subtraction problem, so I'm going to put subtraction signs. Then I'm going to stack my coordinate. I'm going to look at the y values first, so that's negative 3 over 9, so y, and then the x, so change in y's over change in x. Then I'm going to come over here and do 7 and negative 5. Okay, so when I do this math for slope, this is going to give me negative 10 when I put that in my calculator, and this is going to change this to a plus, so this is now going to be 14. Now that fraction can be reduced, and the fraction reduces to negative 5 over 7. So that's how you find slope. Now remember that when you have a line that goes straight up and down, your slope is undefined. When you have a number over 0, it's undefined. When it's 0 over a number or a horizontal line, your slope is 0. Negative reciprocals means that your lines are perpendicular. If they have the same slope, that means your lines are parallel. Okay, I'm going to go straight over to the distance, because if you notice in the distance formula, what I'm doing over here in the distance formula is the same thing I did over here in the slope formula. So if I plug these numbers in for the distance formula, and I use the same point to help us out, so parentheses, parentheses, something squared, parentheses, parentheses, something squared, we're subtracting inside of our parentheses. Alright, so this is going to be the 9... Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to go with, yes, the 9 and the negative 3 here. And then we're going to do minus 5 here and 7 here. Okay, because it's the same thing I wrote over here. And the really nice thing about this, I should get the same numbers that I got over here. So this is going to give me 14 plus negative 10 squared. So again, I got the same numbers I got when I used the slope. So when you square 14, you get 196 plus 100. Now, big hint, these numbers right here should both be positive when you get to this point right here. Okay, now we're going to simplify this to 296. And I've taught you guys how to simplify radicals already, so this simplifies to 2 radical 74. Okay, midpoint. Midpoint is a lot like when you have M&Ms. If I give you red M&Ms and green M&Ms, you would add your M&Ms together and then divide by 2 to split them between two people. So here, the big M, not to be confused with little m, is midpoint, and I'm going to add my x values and then divide by 2, and then I'm going to add my y values and then divide by 2. So my x values are negative 5 and 9. My y values are 7 and negative 3. When you add your x values, you get 4 over 2, which reduces to 2. And here you're going to get 4 over 2, which again reduces to 2. So my midpoint is 2, 2. That means the dot in between these two dots, the red one and the green one, would be 2, 2. Okay, this is a new one. And the newest one that I have for you is distance between a point and a line. So the first thing, if you look at this formula for distance between a point and a line, it is d equals the absolute value of ax plus by plus c. That's absolute value all over the radical of a squared plus b squared. Okay, so if you notice with your formula, you do not have a, b, and c all on the same side. You only have a y on this side and an x on this side. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move this 1y to the other side of the equation so that I have everything on the other side. So negative 1 minus 1y. So that now gives me an equation of 0 equals 2x minus 1y plus 4. That now gives me my a value, which is in front of x, is 2. My b value is negative 1 because it's in front of y. C is the constant, which is 4. My x and y value, my x is 4 from my point right here, x, y. So, and my y value is going to be 1. So now all I have to do is come over here and plug this all in. So D equals absolute value of 2 times, and I'm going to go ahead and box these in, plug in the 4, okay, plus b, which is 1, or excuse me, negative 1, times the y value, which is 1, and then plus c, which is 4, that's absolute value, all over radical 2 squared plus negative 1 squared. So this is going to give me 11 in my absolute value over radical 5, which, and I'm going to draw arrows down here, which gives me in my calculator negative 11 over radical 5. And when I put that in my calculator, I should get an answer of, sorry, hold on just 1 second. Okay, so 11 divided by radical 5 gives me an answer of 4.92. So that means the distance between this point and this line, so if this was it, the distance between this line and this point, so this dotted line right here is going to be 4.92. Okay, so I hope that helps you. You guys have good luck on your take-home quiz tonight. Thank you and have a good night.